Okay, y'all, so I caught an attitude. Keep listening, I'll tell you why. Because I got pissed off, but I had to adjust my attitude. Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So, if you didn't catch our live on Sunday, I think that was June the 30th. One thing that I wanted to start doing was holding myself accountable. And so, if you haven't watched the live, I will link it because I wanted to give myself like a weekly task of getting these things done. Because the summer garden is flourishing, but in a few weeks, y'all, I have to start thinking about my fall garden. But as you can see, with the heat, with the sun, I have some tidying up to do. So I want to bring you all along, as well as being able to hold myself accountable because I'm always the person, my word is my bond. If I say I'm going to do it, I am going to do it. So what I want to do, we consider this phase 2 of the garden. So I want to work on phase 2 today. And I'm pretty much doing like I did phase 1. I'm going around, I'm trimming. I definitely want to get with these marigolds right here with getting those spent blooms off of here because I do not like the way it looks. I've also been harvesting, I've been making pesto. I'll make sure I link that video as well. But I'm also doing some feeding too. And so what I have been using with this bed right here is we are using this Pump and Grow tomato, vegetable, and herb organic fertilizer by Dr. Earth. And it's really easy to use. I just use my watering can. I pump the amount of pumps that it says according to the directions, but you can also just pump it directly around the soil of the plants, but you'll have to water it in. So we're doing that today, but this is what I also want to do, y'all. I want to start a few more seeds to carry us out throughout the summer because I see a lot of plants that are kind of looking a little bit tired. So I want to do that with some vegetables and some flowers and just really do some trimming. So y'all are going to hold me accountable for this, and I just giving you just like a quick look of all of the things that I need to do. I don't think it'll take long. I just have to make sure that I manage my time correctly, getting rid of different plants that are in cell trays. I'll do a little bit more harvesting, and I really want to get to deadheading because I want these plants to just produce a few more blooms for me. They were really pretty, but they're waiting on me. So we're going to go ahead and get this taken care of. Again, this is phase 2. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So I wanted to stop just a second because I am doing everything like in a systematic way. But now I am in the in-ground flower bed. And I want y'all to hit the subscribe button because there are some things I'm about to pull up. There are some changes that I am going to make to add more perennial flowers. Now, y'all know I love my annual flowers because they give me so much color. But I want to put these perennial flowers, I want to go ahead and get them in so that they can start growing. Now, normally I don't like to plant in the heat of the summer, but what I do is I really make sure that I stay on top of watering. I make sure I stay on top of the maintenance for like the first year with perennials, and then years later you don't have to do as much maintenance, but you definitely need to go ahead and make sure you stay on top of these things to give the plant the best start possible. So right now I'm just in the middle of defining the lines again because the grass has continued to grow up. And then I'm using this edger right here, but again, y'all, we got clay soil, so I'm using the edger, I'm using my hand trowel, and I'm using the shovel over here so that I can just go ahead, define these lines right here, and then we'll get this area cleaned up, and then we'll move over to the next area. I caught an attitude. Keep listening, I'll tell you why. because I got pissed off, but I had to adjust my attitude. I want to tell you all really quickly why I got pissed off, and I'm not going to dwell on it, but last week I got a gentle reminder in which I was not mad because I needed that gentle reminder. Sometimes I'll come out here unprotective, just doing what I feel like doing. So I got bit. I'm calling it the invisible bug because I can never, ever figure out what it is. So this time I'm out here, it's hot, y'all. We haven't had any rain in sight. And I'm out here in hats and long sleeves and gloves. And all of a sudden, not only did I get bit once, not twice, but 3 times. So I'm looking like, what is it? And it does it so quick. So I looked on my left hand, like the forearm, and I immediately see like 3 bites. And I knew once they start, it's like a buzz or something that comes from within. And I said, okay, I'm going to really swell up now because they got me 3 times. So I did. I got pissed. And I got pissed because I don't know what it is. Y'all know I always tell you, try to identify what it is as far as pests in the garden. But I can't identify whatever this is. Like, it's by the time you look down and feel it, it's gone. So at that point, I'm like, why am I pouring in sweat if it's still going to get me through like my clothes, my shirt, my gloves? I didn't get it. But like I said, it's not going to stop me from gardening. And I had to look on the bright side and say to myself, I'm thankful that it's whatever it is, like some people go into like anaphylactic shock. I just swell up, but, and get pissed. But good thing I have my salve on me so that I just immediately start rubbing myself with it once it started happening. But this is day 3. So we're done with all of our feeding, all of our weeding, all of our harvesting. We did some harvesting yesterday. And we just did a few things around the garden so that I can say, okay, this is done. And we also did some deadheading. And again, what I used for the raised beds were this pump and grow. So I've got plenty of bottles of these. So I would use it according to the instructions. So I'm super happy that we got those done. I still have to come in and take care of these leaf-footed, do y'all see my finger? Leaf-footed bugs that continue to try to pierce little holes. Sometimes I can catch them that try to pierce little holes in my tomatoes, but I'll deal with them in a few. So now let's talk about the in-ground beds. I've changed them up just a little bit, and because here is the thing, I have started to say to myself, if a plant seems as though it is struggling, just take it out of its misery and replace it. And so I took out a couple of the zinnia plants because they really had a lot of Japanese beetle damage. Now, while I was out, I did find some more phlox, and I want to tell you the reason why I love these phlox, but they didn't have the original color that I got last year, but I do think that these will fit right in with the garden. So last season in the last fall, I got these right here, and these were called opening act. And y'all, I think this is like their 3rd flush of blooms. I really need to come in, cut these back again because they really look pretty. And what I will tell you is that the pollinators absolutely love them. So I was able to put 5 in this area right here. So you got 1 on the ends of each. Then I had 1 more, and I was like, I gotta plant it somewhere. So when I created this area earlier this year, it's not as big as the other one because I planted this probably in spring, but it's starting to get a lot of growth on it as well. So the other day, when I went to the garden center, I found another one, and I'm gonna have to put the name on the screen because I'm not sure the name of this, but their flowers are a little bit darker. So it's more like a darker pink. And I have to deadhead this, but I wanted to leave it here so that you can see the colors because I ended up putting 3. I deadheaded this one and this one over here because I just went ahead and pulled the dahlia. These phlox are perennials. They come back each and every year and they really just look really good and pretty with color. I mean, the color just lasts and lasts and lasts. So that is the difference with this one. And then I had what is called Sea Thrift. And the Sea Thrift, I don't think it likes the spot that it was in because that was one of the ones that was just holding on. And so we replaced these with why can't I think of these names right here? It's part of the allium family. Hold on, y'all. Let me go get the name for these because I just put these in the ground. Okay, so these are called serendipity alliums, and they make these beautiful like the purple blooms that come up right here. And I'm going to try them out because these are full sun, part sun. So we're going to put these right here. We also have another type of allium that once we start to create another area that's over here by this fence, we will go ahead and put those there. But I had 6 and I didn't want to carry it over into here because the salvias are going to come back. And you'll see that each bed is a little bit different. It was kind of not intentional, but I just don't want them all the same. And also because it will dictate what I have in here. And sometimes I catch plants on clearance. But what I'm going to do in the fall and for my fall and winter, early winter flowers is we're going to put some pansies like right in the front of these. And then we have some more plants that I got to tidy up over there that are growing. But remember, the whole thing was to work on this area in which we are done. Now the only thing I have to do is just get some of the cedar mulch, wood chips, and put down here. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all this real quick, and I'm hoping that they're gonna come back. So I had some lollipop verbena that were in containers, and so I popped them in here, but I'm not going to deadhead them yet until I start to see them kind of like bounce back because they did look like they were about to check out, and that was totally because of me. I have some plants that I really need to get planted. Now what I will tell you is that probably next year, because when I started these from seed right here, the Rudbeckia, it had a broad growth span. So it said like between let's just say 18 and 24, and the salvias right here might have had 20 through 28. So I wasn't sure who was going to win as far as the height is concerned, but I do like the combination. But I just felt like the salvia should have been in the back and then the Rudbeckia should have been in the front. But I do have some more Rudbeckia seeds that I will start next year, or I might just put them somewhere else in the garden as we continue to expand. Okay, y'all, so that is it. I really feel like I held myself accountable and pulled through because, again, what I said I was going to do. Oh, I'm not done yet, y'all. I got one more thing I'm going to show you in just a second. But I did feed this area. I cleaned it up. I pulled some of the plants that were struggling. I did kind of do the line, but I got to come in with my edger and define it, and I got to do the mulch. Okay, so one of the things I got to do is clean up this area. This is not a pot stand, and so some of these I'm going to take back to the store. A few I'm going to keep, but when I keep them like that, I do like to sanitize them as well. And so like if I'm potting up, like for example this big pot right here, I have some Barbados cherry plants that I bought that I can pot them up in like a bigger pot like this. So some of them I am going to keep and pot up, but some of the little ones, some of the odd shaped ones like this, I am going to just take back to the store. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap the subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye-bye.